Hello everyone, I'm Neha Raikar. Today on this auspicious occasion, I would like to speak few words about the role of women played in Indian freedom struggle. The history of Indian freedom struggle would be incomplete without mentioning the contributions of Indian women. We record our homage and deep admiration for the womanhood of India who forsook the shelter of their homes and with their unfailing courage and endurance stood shoulder to shoulder with their menfolk in the front line of Indian National Army to share the sacrifices and the triumphs of the struggle. When the history of India's fight for independence comes to be written, the role of Indian women is rich and tremendous. Mahatma Gandhi, Jawaharlal Nehru, and when most of the men were in prison, a remarkable thing happened. Our women came forward and took charge of the struggle. Women had always been there, of course, but now there was an avalanche of them, which took not only the British Empire but also their own menfolk by surprise. The entire history of Indian freedom struggle is replete with a saga of political sagacity, bravery, and sacrifices of the great men and women of the country. Now, let me illustrate some of the instances where women played rich and tremendous contributions. In 1857 to 58, the First War of Indian Independence was the first general agitation against the rule of British East India Company. The issue of cartridges greased with the cow and pig fat, which was sent to the Indian soldiers at Meerut, triggered the fire. Jhansi Rani Lakshmibai was the great heroine of this freedom struggle. She showed the embodiment of patriotism, heroism, and self respect. She was the queen of a small state, but she was the empress of the limitless empire of glory. In 1920, non-cooperation movement was launched. Sarla Devi, Muthulakshmi Reddy, Vijayalakshmi Pandit, Kamala Nehru, Kasturba Gandhi, Swarup Rani are some of the women who participated in this event. Ladho Rani Jutsi and her daughters led the movement in the Lahore. In 1942, Quit India movement was launched. Uma Mehta was the committed patriot who set up a radio transmitter called as Voice of Freedom to disseminate the message of freedom war. News of protests and arrests, deeds of young nationalists, and Mahatma Gandhi's do or die message of Quit India movement was circulated in huge masses. Usha Mehta and her brother persisted on continuing the task of broadcasting until their arrest. Now let me speak few words about the great Sarojini Naidu. Sarojini Naidu was the prominent nationalist in 1917. She entered the national movement in 1905 during the protest against the partition of Bengal. She was the second woman president of INC in 1925. She played an important role in civil disobedience and Quit India movement and was arrested in 1942. She traveled across India to teach about the women empowerment and patriotism. She has an important role in women's voting rights delegation in London and was also in the formation of Indian Association of Women. These are the women who played an important role in the Indian freedom struggle. The list of Indian women whose names have gone down in the history for their undying devotion and dedication to the service of nation is a huge one. It's my privilege to speak few words about these great women and in this occasion. I'm so grateful for this opportunity. Thank you everyone.